Now, the outside, gonna be similar to a lot of other Weldcrafts out there, but the inside is something that you're gonna wanna see. You're gonna have a nice steep entry point on the dead rise. You're about 39-degree dead rise on the front. On the side, once you get into the bigger cuddies, they have the welded on structural strakes. This is gonna help keep it as a rigid boat, as well as keep that water from rolling up the side so you have a drier ride as well. Now, Weldcraft does a really good job with their bottoms. On the Cuddy Kings, you do have a 1/4-inch bottom. This one, the 260, 26 feet from bow to transom. And then you have about 2 feet on the swim platform there. Now back to the chine. This is a reverse chine on there. It gives you up on step really quick. It does have the side plate going into the bottom plate into a tongue and groove third piece on the end of their chine. That gives you a nice sharp edge. So when you're turning, that really grips. Now we do always outfit all of our boats with trim tabs, because when you're out in the water, you want to be able to get that up on plane easy and also get you leveled out when you're going a little bit slower as well. So you're navigating some of that chop, you can get up on top of it instead of bashing through it. I'll always stop. If you're a welder out there and you see me at a boat show, I will grab you aside if I learn that you're a welder, and I'll ask you to assess the welds. So Weldcraft, it's in the name, it's gotta be good. If we jump on board here, one thing you notice, this swim ladder is welded on. It's a solid piece. You see a lot of swim ladders that are gonna be bendy and not sturdy. This one is gonna be very sturdy. The whole thing's moving with it. So you do have a nice sturdy platform. We're gonna hop up there, take a look around. All right, we're on board the 260 Weldcraft here. This is gonna be one of the nicer features of the Weldcraft, is just the fish dance floor itself. A lot of room to move around. Now this is a 26 with a big cuddy on there. So this is a little bit smaller than obviously the 28, which gives you same style cabin, but 2 feet extra on the dance floor. Now, speaking of the decking itself, this is gonna be a composite decking, great non-skid. Now this non-skid is a lot different than what you see on maybe diamond plates. Diamond plating is gonna be really slippery when you get some fish guts and everything on there. This is nice and solid, not moving around, but it's also a composite decking. So you have no wood in the floors whatsoever. So on here you have your non-slip, you've got your aluminum, the composite, and another aluminum piece. This is all gonna be supported by multiple support points along the decking, which makes it not flex. You see a lot of different manufacturers on these trays and the gunnels. You'll see that they don't use a full piece of aluminum all the way from transom to the cabin. Now on Weldcraft, they always use a full piece of aluminum all the way through. If you don't, it just looks like you're using scrap metal to piece your boat together. So those nice little touches really complement the build of this boat and speaks a lot to the attention to detail that Weldcraft does take. The gunnels is actually going to be a lot deeper gunnel. When you're working and if you have to lean up against there, it's a nice platform to have a seat, as well as really sturdy. It comes up to about my mid-thigh here. I'm 6'5", so it is a safe platform as well. If we move around to the transom, this is going to be your live well, optional live well with cutting board up top. It's nice that they split it too. You could be working on a fish over here, need to grab something out, easy to do, or if you're working on something smaller over here, grab a bigger fish out. You can do that, easy there. Again, big tackle tray, cup holders on either side. Attention to detail. You're cutting, you hit a bump, something, slip, you throw your knife out there, you've got that nice backsplash to catch it. Again, backsplash on the gas tank here. Every once in a while, I know it's not you, but your friends, they're always a little messy. They spill filling up your boat, it's just gonna go right off the back and not inside and stain everything. Now let's jump inside and see what all this hype is about. Moving to the interior, this is the cuddy. Again, I'm 6'5", so I just bumped my head on there. This is where I run into trouble. This handle is where I run into trouble. Everywhere else, I can stand up fine, not a problem. But speaking of safety and security, having a nice rail going all the way forward, I can keep one hand on here at all times, moving all the way through instead of having to skip to different handholds as I move through. And that's really important when you're carrying something through the cabin. If you're in bigger waters, you have a place to always have a handhold and never take your hand off. Now the interior, they do a great job of all their upholstery on here. If you look at the dinette area. Nice stitching on there. This is going to be really hard to tear or rip, especially if you got some of those tackle with you. You don't want to be poking holes in your upholstery. This does move down into a quarter berth. It's going to be a little bit smaller of a quarter berth, but you can fit maybe a small kid in there. And then when you have more people riding along, you can have forward-facing seats all the way throughout, from the back of the dinette, mid-dinette, and then the co-pilot's chair. Co-pilot's chair is going to be on the Shockwave, as well as the captain's chair. Great platform to have a comfy ride. Now, co-pilot, when you are sitting here, let's talk visibility. Easy front. You've got 2 windows up front, forward facing, so you do keep a lot of the spray off. Dual wipers on there with a washer fluid available. Great visibility throughout. I can see 360 degrees. Now, if we go down below, this is where some of the storage comes in. You got nice cubbies throughout. So cubbies underneath the captain and co-pilot. You've got cubbies next to the fridge. That's a fridge freezer combo. You've got cubbies underneath the dinette in all different areas. And then you start getting to some of the in-floor storage. So you do have a diesel heater. You'll have a diesel tank, easy access there. And this is really nice too. If you're walking around barefoot, because every once in a while we do barefoot stuff on our boat, this marine matting is really nice, really comfortable, non-slip, and comfortable to just be on your feet for long periods of time. Now we get into the biggest locker here. A lot of great room, set up for rod storage. Again, easy access in there. They even have the composite flooring on the bottom of that. Again, being a taller individual, a little bit harder to be in here for me. I'm 6'5". If I sit down, a lot of easy room. Nice gravity flush in here, which is going to be easy way to take care of all of your business. In the Pacific Northwest, it does get really cold. So you not only have your dedicated Wallace heater that's ducted throughout, but you also have your Wallace diesel cooktop. This is a 2-burner stove that when you close the lid, it does have an induction fan up top, so that heat will be dissipated through that induction fan out into the cabin. It is really effective. It's a drier heat, it's a more efficient heat. You got a nice 12-volt plug for USB down here. This is going to be your Wallace controls, and a nice sink with your water pump switch right there. Now, of course, the whole reason you're looking at this boat is the cab. And fishing prowess. I mean, you're going for longer trips, right? And the longer trips mean you need to be able to be comfortable. You want to be able to camp. You want to have that time out with your family, your friends. This is where that cuddy comes in. Now, if we go into the berth here, there's a V berth. If I jump in here, let's take a look at the fit. So this is 6'5", laying down. My feet are up at the wall, and my head is at the top here. So my wife and I could sleep in here okay. Maybe we could pile in here with our kids, but it's going to be a little bit cramped at that point. You do have a nice a hatch up top, so if you're going forward, it's an easy way to get up. Forward is crawl through the berth and jump up through that hatch up top. Nice cubbies back here. Nice Wallace heater outlet right there, ducted through, and 2 reading lights on this side that you probably can't see, but you're just gonna have to trust me. So this is the 260 Cuddy King from Weldcraft. Excellent craft if you're going out for longer trips, if you're going to deep water, tuna fishing, bringing a lot of friends. You want to have that comfort and you want to have that warmth and coziness while you're out on the water. This is the vessel for you. If you're interested in this or any of the other Weldcraft models, you can download the brochure link below or get in contact with us at mastermarine.com.